YouTube, it's Captain. There's Hot Lap back there. What's up, Hot Lap?
What's up?
We're here at Good Evening Ranch on Sunday morning. Beautiful riding, beautiful weekend. Broke a lot of stuff this weekend, a lot of stuff. Tore up a lot of heads too. But if you see that right there, there you go. You saw it here first or second. That's the new build. Told you it was going to be nasty. It's the Nasty Ferguson. It actually did pretty well this weekend. We'll go over it when we get back home. So we're back at Squirrel Acres now. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Before we get into going over Nasty here, first we'll have a word from our sponsors. So if y'all thought I was joking, there's a B1. Undisclosed location. There's a Oppie. There's proof. It's the B1. There's no engine in it. Going bye-bye. B1's gone. Spicy Oppie is not. I'm keeping that baby. But some of you were like, why would you get rid of that? That was a great machine. The thing almost became kind of iconic. The operator didn't. He's just an iconic jerk. But that thing, a lot of guys got to see that and its rider go from very little experience, very little sack, up to actually being able to hang in there pretty good. So it was kind of neat. Man and machine grew together. And then he dumps it. Why? Truth be told, I was actually starting to lose some interest in this. And building them, for me, is just as much fun, if not more fun, than riding. And I feel like the B1 did everything that I could have it do without turning it into something just absolutely insane. I didn't want to use the R word on here. So, ridiculous. How about that? There we go. You use ridiculous. So, anyhow, we'll go over Nasty here. Forward or whatever they call that before we get into it. Good Evening Ranch. It was slapped together. There's very little done to this thing. It was slapped together. It did very well. No, I didn't go down every trail there, and there was definitely some stuff that I wasn't trying on a new machine, or any other machine for that matter, because some of you guys are just freaking nuts. So, and I'm not doing that. So anyways, what Nasty was put up against for a brand new machine exceeded my expectations. This past weekend, we made a run at the Bear Den. Again, exceeded my expectations. Went riding four-wheelers with a buddy yesterday and took Nasty and just kind of buzzed along on the trails and more open trail stuff. Exceeded my expectations again. That was fun, running with somebody with a four-wheeler on open trails where the Veradrive really came in handy to pick up some speed. Yeah, I said Veradrive. We're testing it, and so far it's quite successful, and we're going to give it a shot. We'll go over that when we go over the details here real quick. So, without further ado, let's take a look at Nasty. So what we have here is Nasty Ferguson with a beer on the hood. Let's get rid of that. All right. Hey, Sunday. It's really not a lot to go over on this, so we'll keep it short and sweet. We don't need to do an editorial on a 60-something Massey Ferguson MF10 garden tractor. This is a Peerless 2300 with splined axles. Got real goofy hubs. They're way out wider than the axles. Actually had to turn the tires around but run a spacer, otherwise it was going to be far too wide. We'll mess with that later, but I went ahead and locked it up and threw it back in there and tried to break it, and so far can't break it. But it's also 13 horsepower, not 30 some out of an Oppie. So got a nice little storage area for, beer cans and stuff, because folks don't litter, right? Right. Real beefy hood latch on these. Not much to see under here. It's a GX 390 that was actually on there when I bought it, and it was a good running engine. And the guy unfortunately hacked a lot of the grill, and I'm going to rebuild that. So now it had to be braced up because the hood would flop around. Yeah, it's a GX 390. Yes, I did open up the main jet a little, pulled the cover off the air filter, and put a stock-ish type pipe on it. Front end is a reverse swept axle, if you can see that. But there's about a 1-inch boss on the back of that right here, which I ran out of time before Good Evening Ranch. But over the winter, when I do the full build on this, I'm going to cut that boss off and flip this axle around and give us a little bit of a stretch. Factory 1/2-inch tie rods, so I went ahead and put some Heim joints on the ends. Excuse me. Beefy frame, super beefy. It's like 3/16 plate. Real heavy duty, doesn't seem to flex at all. We got limiters in there for the front axle with spacers because somebody miscalculated and it had too much travel yet. What else can we say about it? They had a hell of a front bumper on them, super solid. You know, obviously belt guards. Running a 6-inch engine and a 5-inch trans right now, but under here is magic. It's the VeriDrive system. I think maybe we'll go over that in a little more detail when that cover is off of there. But if you kind of picture a snowmobile type clutch, it works on the same thing. There's a big wide pulley right here with 2 sheaves, and the center sheave can slide back and forth, and then you control it with this. Will it work in the mud? I don't know yet. I haven't completely submerged this thing. Will it work with 30 horsepower or more? I don't know, but it works with 13. So it's very nice when you're running down a trail and the guy's in front of you, you know, you get in a little bit of an open spot and you don't want to like start snatching gears or whatever. Just bump that thing ahead a notch and pick up some speed and drop your RPMs. High gear, flat out, and then dump that thing in overdrive and stand on it. It will slip a little bit, so it would be more of a cruising gear, but the thing will roll along at, my God, I bet the thing run 25, 28 miles an hour with the governor still on it. So tires that loaded in the front, those are the old crappy tires off the B1 that it did not like to turn very well. But when you got crappy tires on the back, they don't overpower the front, so the thing actually turns. These are just some old, let's see, what are they? They are Dunlop KT 185s. Bought them for 20 bucks. They've been sitting here a couple years. Hard as a rock. I put some special sauce on them, an old racer's trick. ATF, acetone, and mineral spirits, 30-30-30. And soaked them up a little bit. Did it work? I don't really know, but they actually hook up pretty good. I say this thing really, it billy goats. Not much else to really go over on it. It's just that's as far as we got. Oppie will fit. Red ZZ02 says good luck. He doesn't think so, but I think that rear cylinder will clear here. It's going to be shoved all the way up into the grill for sure. But plan is to sweep this axle and at the minimum do a rear stretch. I don't know if we're going to go for the magic 49-inch wheelbase, but it is going to be a lot more than this one at 44 and a lot more than the B1, which was 45.5. So we got to get that weight. You can see I already got the seat slid ahead of those rear tires. One of the very few benefits of being a little sawed-off little shit like me is that you can really get up on that wheel. There's definitely adjustments and things to be done, but it's a hell of a start. I actually think it's a pretty sexy looking tractor too. So that's Nasty in a nutshell. What do y'all think? I know there's not a whole lot to go over, but wow, man, this guy does all sorts of wild mods. Nothing done to the damn thing. I mean, it's as close to a factory garden tractor as you can get. That's something for you folks that may not have the experience or skills or funds or tooling and equipment to get into this and do something really crazy. There's a perfect example right there with a locker and a set of tires. Very capable machine, extremely capable. You don't need to go nuts like some of us do. Keep that in mind. Don't ever be discouraged by that because you don't need a lot. This one's probably going to go a little bit beyond what the B1 had done to it. There's going to be some cutting and welding and grinding and squirreling going on big time over the winter with this thing. So thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you keep an eye on this channel over the winter. If you can somehow sort through all my BS and jaw jacking, there's going to be some neat stuff going on with this, especially that VeriDrive. Y'all keep that up here. It's going to be interesting. Y'all be good. Captain out.